Hello and welcome to Arabian Business TV. I'm here at Dubai's International Convention and Exhibition Centre for Cityscape Global, one of the region's biggest property events. And the question on everyone's mind is a simple one: what's happening with the real estate sector? Here in Dubai, prices have fallen by more than 50% since the start of the downturn. And Dubai's not alone. In neighbouring Abu Dhabi, prices have fallen by 20%. In fact, housing across the whole of the GCC has fallen since the start of the downturn more than 2 years ago. This year's Cityscape is certainly a lot quieter than previous years, so let's have a look around and see what's happening, not just at the exhibition, but as the industry as a whole. I'm here with Nick Maclean, the Managing Director of CB Richard Ellis, Middle East Operations. So Nick, I guess the question on everyone's minds is, have Dubai property prices hit rock bottom yet, or are we likely to see further declines?
It's of course, a very difficult question to answer. I think in some sectors, yes, the values have reached rock bottom now. We see quite an interesting increase in demand, which means that in particular sectors, in particular locations, landlords have already judged this and are beginning to tick prices up. Other locations, I think there's some significant falls to come through the marketplace. And in some cases, I think landlords are so desperate that they are prepared to let the accommodation for a very minimal, a peppercorn rent, or even nothing at all.
And where are those areas?
Along the Hatta Road, out towards the Omani border, further beyond the airport. Those locations which are more than half an hour from the trade centre. So that's what we define as the outskirts of the city. And insofar as our clients are concerned, there's very limited demand for those locations, and therefore there's a natural expectation that we expect those rents to continue to decline.
When you say declines, can you give me any figures as to how much you expect those to fall by?
I think we could be facing a situation where some offices have no rent at all. In other words, some landlords are going to face a situation whereby they want people to occupy their building and they will allow them to occupy at zero rent simply to take away the liabilities they have at the moment. In other cases, I think, it's difficult to judge, but there's probably a 10 to 20% further fall in some locations, and others will fall no further at all.
That's quite significant, to actually have people in buildings but not be paying any rent.
Yeah, so long-term rent-free periods so that those individuals or those tenants pay the service charge and ease the liability burden on the part of the landlords at the moment. We're already seeing that coming into the market in Dubai, but only at the extreme edges of the marketplaces. That's not common practice at the moment towards the centre.
I'm here with Omar Al Kadi, the Managing Director of Injaz Development Company. Thank you very much for coming to see us today. You're currently working on 2 projects. Can you give me a status update on those, please?
Sure, Carol. Thank you very much for coming to our stand. We're working in Al Marina project in the eastern province of Saudi Arabia. The size of the project is 3.3 kilometers, and it has also a waterfront of approximately 4 kilometers. The other project is in north of Riyadh. It's called Al Gamra, which means full moon. So that's a little bit poetic. The size of Al Gamra is about 2.6 million square meters. We have developed Al Gamra fully, and it's divided into 4 blocks. Each block approximately has 600 plots, and we have sold already 100%, and the second one with 40% of sales.
The remaining 60% of sales that you still have, how reliant are those on the enactment of the new mortgage law in Saudi Arabia?
It's very interesting you're asking about the mortgage law. The mortgage law is to be announced soon. Of course, we don't know how soon. However, it's a must now for the Saudi market. And I think most of the players in the Saudi market, whether they're banks or let's say financial players or developers or clients, everyone is waiting for the law which will further regulate the relationship between all these parties. We think the law has been announced some 6 months back. It will be issued shortly, but we really have no idea when would it be issued.
I'm here with Niall McLoughlin, the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Corporate Communications for Damac. What's your general feel of the UAE real estate market at the moment? Have prices hit rock bottom, do you think?
The real estate market, obviously, everyone knows in the last 2 years has taken a crush. But what we found is it's bringing to the top the strong developers, the strong projects, and that's what everybody wants. The regulators, the customers, the developers, they want the better products to arrive at the top. So we think all in all it's going to be, in the long term, good for the industry, and we're optimistic about the next couple of years for the real estate market here and broader afield across the region.
So have prices hit rock bottom, do you think, or are we likely to see any further declines?
We don't think so. We see prices going up.
And does that mean you see an increase in sales as well?
Our sales have always been steady. We do see our marketing teams are always using innovative marketing campaigns to drive sales, and sales is a very important part of any business. Of course, it's the bloodline of the business, so it is very important. Sales across new product, but also existing inventory is important. So there's constant effort across all disciplines within a business to drive sales. That drives the business.